Hello and welcome to my booktube channel. My name is Angel and this is my first video. I'd love for you to get to know me and for me to get to know you. Like I said, my name is Angel. I have a bookstagram called This Angel Reads. Not popular, but I do. That is the only bookish content that I have shared with the world so far. So I'm really looking forward to creating videos. This video will be a bit of the booktube newbie tag and just some other information, some tidbits that I might want to add. The first question, it's just share a little bit about your reading journey. So I have been in love with books since I was a child. I grew up around my uncle who is an avid reader. He loves fantasy. He would always have a book in his hands that he was reading. It would always be huge, and he would always finish reading it so quickly that I thought he was just skimming it. I was like, there's no way you're finishing these books so fast. But I just love to see someone reading all the time. It just made me feel so cozy and so at home and safe. So I wanted that for myself. I obviously as a child could not read the books that he was reading, but I would do my best to read anything I could get my hands on. I wasn't the best reader. I did struggle a little bit with comprehension. I was a little bit of a slow reader, which I would say I still am a slow reader to this day. I'm not reading 100 books a year or anything like that, but I would read the Spiderwick Chronicles and Percy Jackson. Those were two favorites from my childhood that I loved and still love to this day. And then I got into young adult with Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. Loved that series as so many others did. Me and my best friend at the time would read those together, and then we wouldn't go to the movies together to see the movie adaptations. We would go with our families, but it was always a great time just going and then coming back to school and talking about it and how much we loved it. It was so fun. During that time period, we were obsessed with John Green, The Fault in Our Stars. So many wonderful experiences in that time with YA and movies coming out that we could go experience together. So that was a lot of fun. And then my love for YA continued up until this day. I am 26 years old and now I have graduated college with a degree in English literature. Like a lot of us, I'm sure we love books, so we go and study books and it's a great time. So that's what I did. And now I just get to read for fun, which is great. I love reading. I love coming home and after a hard day, getting to decompress with a good book. That's the perfect scenario for me. So the next question I'd like to answer is, why are you starting this channel? I love booktube. So I have been watching booktube videos since I was in middle school. I loved, and I can't believe I forgot to mention this with my reading journey, but I loved Cassandra Clare books. I loved The Infernal Devices and The Mortal Instruments, and those books were everywhere on YouTube when I was in middle school. So I love to watch Katie Tastick's videos on the Mortal Instruments. Those were my favorite, along with, of course, Christine's Poem Banana books, her videos. Loved those. Any videos I could find talking about the Mortal Instruments, that is what I would click and that is what I would watch. I didn't have Wi-Fi at home, so I would use all of my data that I'd purchased on my phone to watch these videos. And it just meant so much to me to know that other people were reading what I was reading and other people loved it. So even though I had my best friend in school who read almost everything that I read, she read so fast and we would read and talk about it together. We still weren't reading everything together. We weren't reading everything the same or having the same obsessions at the same time. So having a channel that I could just put on and those people be right there with me, it just was so amazing to me. And I've always wanted to contribute to that little part of the world. I haven't because of fear that I won't be able to articulate my thoughts well or that I'll sound annoying on camera. But as the years have gone by, I've realized I care a little bit less about that and I just want to share my thoughts. And so yeah, I'm really excited to contribute to this channel and talk about things that I obsess over and hopefully other people obsess over these little things too. So the next question, or my next take on a question, is what are you excited to bring to BookTube? And that would just be my love for little subgenres, niches in the literary world. I love Arthurian retellings, especially if they're feminist and queer. Love, love, love those. Some notable mentions are The Other Merlin by Robin Schneider and the Guinevere Deception by Kiersten White. Really enjoyed those. Those are both YA. Yes, those are both YA. The next thing I want to talk about is some of my favorite genres. I would say YA fantasy. Read that, love that. I feel like you can see some of those books down here. And I really enjoy classics. A lot of my favorites are classics. I've got right here next to me Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. And Lord of the Rings. Well, Lord of the Rings is fantasy, but it's also a classic, I feel like. So Lord of the Rings by Tolkien. Love that. Dracula. So good. I do love historical fiction. I don't read strictly historical fiction or read it all the time. I pretty much just dip into every genre, just depending on what I'm feeling. I'm very much a mood reader, so I love historical fiction. Okay, so sorry if I'm at a different angle now. My lovely dog started barking at, honestly, I'm not sure what. Maybe wind came through the door a little bit weird. But I had to just make sure she was okay and let her know that she's safe. But now we're back to it. And I don't remember what my last question was. I think I was talking about genres that I like to read and books I like to read. And here's Mabel. Do you want to show your face? Okay, I guess not. But yes, I believe I was talking about historical fiction. Oh, I love watching period dramas. I love Downton Abbey. I love The Gilded Age. And what was the other? The English Game, I believe. You can watch that on Netflix. That was good. Poldark. Love Poldark. I've got those books up there somewhere. I'll have to do a bookshelf tour soon. But love, love, love those kinds of shows. And then I love stories that just take something old and make it new, reinvent it in some way. That's why I love retellings, reimaginings, things like that. Some people, I feel like, hate it, especially, I mean, I'm not saying I want the story rewritten and just retold to me with like a gender swap or something like that. But when it's actually like adding on to the story and making it something new and something cool and just rebuilding onto it, I love that. So let's just do one more question. This one says, where do you read? So where do I read? Mostly at home. I don't read really in public or in a cafe. I have to drive myself to work. I don't take a train or anything like that, so I don't really get to sit and read during a commute. I will sometimes listen to audiobooks on my way to work, but mostly I'm just listening to podcasts or music. I will read when I get home from work in this room, which is my library, or just in bed. I love to create a good reading setup. So for me, that would be turning on a fake fireplace, turning on the fireplace videos. I don't have a fake fireplace, but just turning on a video with some crackling wood, some flames, or rain sounds. It's even better if it's actually raining outside, and just listening to that and reading, cozying up until I fall asleep is mostly everything. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.